Deegan, RC, I see you. Welcome, everybody. Oh, boy. Happy Friday, everyone. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I hope so. We're going to get this party started right now. This party should be starting. We are, yes, I see you over on Instagram as well. Let me say hello over there real quick, and then we'll get started with our I don't know, standard intro or something like that. Hey everybody, welcome back to RC with Adam. My name is Adam, and this is once again a 3D, I've been thinking of so many words this morning. It's been fantastic. I'm super excited about really some cool stuff we have going on with the channel with RC with Adam that my brain is like already fried. But welcome to Q&A. Those are the words I was thinking of, letters. Q&A session. We're going to do some Q&A today. Today is Friday FLYDAY, actually, so we're going to, in between questions, we're going to be doing some flying on the FPV simulator. Today, it's going to be uncrashed. So if you are interested in 3D printing or drones, or 3D printing drones, FPV drones, regular boring camera drones, this is the place for you, especially if you're either A, having a problem and you need to solve it, and you want a real person to give you some real help, real fast and real time. That's what we do here. Or if you are a beginner and you're like, I don't know, I've seen drones, they look really cool, or I want to get into 3D printing, but I don't know anything about it. Like ask your dumb questions, ask your noob questions. I love questions, okay? So this is a great place to do it. So pop into the chat on Instagram and YouTube. We're live all over the world. How crazy is that? Let me know on the audio. I do actually have some 3D printers running in the background. You shouldn't hear it, but if you do, let me know, and I'll try and fix that. And I will be checking the chats as best I can on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, that should work. Do I need to move my camera? Maybe like that, just a little bit. All right, cool. All right. Let's see, we've got Deegan RC, welcome. We have, let's see here, we've got YZX YouTuber. Yes, I responded to your email. He was asking the past few days about the, actually, let's do a quick recap here. Let me jump over, let me share my screen with you. And we will do a little recap here. Actually, that's the, oh yeah, I got to change that. I will take care of that in just a moment. And let me see here. Let me take care of this. We got something else going on. Let me do that. Boom. Okay. All right. So now we have uncrashed up here, but let's go ahead and I don't want to do that. I just minimize it. I'll just drag it off to the side. Whatever. Just drag it out of the screen. Boom. So now we have oh yeah, we have this little gem that I've been playing around with. We'll get to this in a moment. But I like to do a little recap, just talk about what we were talking about last time. So like I was saying, we have YZX YouTuber talking about I had the window open, this guy, this 3D printed little tiny flying wing, and he was having some issues with it. And so this just to give you context of what we're talking about here. So I did, unless you just sent me an email in like the last 5 minutes, I did see your email and I responded back. So let me know about that via email. And you say you have the Anycubic Cobra 2 Neo. I'm not familiar with that one. And let's see, the thing. Oh yeah, the situation with that was trying to find the right center of gravity and stuff like that. So we went over that yesterday. So I will continue to get back to you like via email when I'm able to. And we talked about, what did we talk about? I guess I got rid of some of the windows. We were talking about the FlySky FSI6X and what receivers work with that, which I have a video about that if you need that. What was this? Oh yeah, we were also talking about how to do 3D modeling and designing. So I have a video. It's a little dated, but a start to finish 3D printing guide for beginners. So this was 5 years ago. So a lot of perhaps the 3D printing, like the whole concepts are going to stay the same, and it's going to be a good way to kind of see like the whole process. However, some of the specific steps are going to be different now because 3D printers are different and slicers and stuff like that. But this specifically, we were talking about Tinkercad and how Tinkercad is great for beginners, and you can manipulate basic shapes and stuff. So you can check out that video. It's not working for some reason. Anyway, it's on my YouTube channel. It's called Start to Finish 3D Printing Guide for Beginners, Part 2, How to Use Tinkercad. So we talked about some of that stuff, and then we were talking about 3D printed airplanes, like the Crackle Ranger V3. I think that looks pretty cool. I think that's probably going to be my next, or my next attempt, let's say, at a 3D printed airplane. And that, and then one other thing, we were talking about the Radiomaster WT01 for buddy boxing, and that looks potentially like the best option. Works with TX16S. Yeah. Anyway, so we'll take more of a look at that, or maybe I'll do a video about that more in depth. In any case, this is something. Now we're looking at something new. This is something that I just slapped together, right? So if you guys have heard of the Lovable AI like website and app builder thing, I just learned about it. It's super duper cool. I have zero coding background experience. This is not sponsored or anything. I'm just saying that this is amazing that you can type stuff in and then like it comes out as like a functioning, workable website or app. It's freaking crazy. And it's like 3D printing, except for virtual stuff. Because you're taking these ideas and then you're turning them into working virtual things. It's crazy. So, and in any case, I just thought this would be cool. So basically I told it to create a roadmap so that you can get a clear understanding between the differences. Well, in this case, it looks like it mostly just did drones. So FPV drones and photography drones. And it's kind of cool. So we're going to go through this real quick here and just kind of talk about some of these aspects. So you can go to this. Actually, should I put the link in there? I think I can put the link in there. Actually, I don't want to put the link in there because I haven't actually gone through this and vetted everything. So I don't want there to be like wrong information and then somebody like sees this and they're like, well, this is RC with Adam. He doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? But we'll just kind of go through this like this unless we have questions come up, and then we'll answer those questions because that's the most important thing. You guys are the most important thing. YZX YouTuber says, are there any free tools online to make a prototype of a mechanical product easily? Yes. Yeah. Well, it depends on how easy you mean, but yeah, Tinkercad. Tinkercad, like we were looking at, Tinkercad is free, and Onshape. Fusion 360 has a free hobby version that you can do. It's a little tricky to get to. I have a video tutorial showing how to download it and make it work. And then Onshape. Onshape is free as well. They have paid versions, of course, but you can set up a free account, and that's my preferred 3D modeling software right now. So that is what I would check out, would be Tinkercad, and then Onshape or Fusion 360 for more advanced features and stuff. So drone roadmap. You got FPV drones, photography drones, right? That's the biggest difference. Because when people say drone, that could mean anything, basically. So your two biggest categories are going to be FPV drones, which stands for first person view. I hope you can see this okay. It might be a little squished on Instagram, but first person view. And you got speed, freestyle, cinematic, right? Photography drones, DJI and similar. DJI is the largest manufacturer of these types of drones. And you're going for aerial, photo, and video, right? So, and DJI is so prevalent that it's basically synonymous with this type of drone. When you say a DJI drone, DJI makes all kinds of audio, or not audio, well, audio, video, drone stuff, but they really popularized the aerial photo and video drone. Or they're the top. They're at the top. Of course, currently there's a lot of potential bans on DJI drones and stuff like that in the U.S., but don't freak out yet. That could be a good thing. I'm looking forward to seeing some competition with DJI in the drone market, but that's an aside thing. We're talking about just the hardware here and the experience. So, FPV drones. You wear goggles and see what the drone sees in real time. True. It's immersive, fast, hands-on. True. Popular for racing, freestyle tricks, and cinematic filming. True. Photography drones. We're going to call them photography drones, even though they're for video as well, but that's a better way of distinguishing them. Ready-to-fly drones with GPS, obstacle avoidance, and stabilized cameras. Perfect for capturing stunning aerial photos and video with minimal learning curve. True. That's true. So FPV drones, pros, incredibly immersive experience. True. Full manual control. Yeah, baby. Cinematic footage impossible with other drones. Yes. Active community and racing leagues. I would say yes, although not really where I live, and I am not really into racing, but yes, because it's more of like the hobby kind of side. Cons, downsides to FPV drones. Steeper learning curve. True. More crashes early on. Yes. And as you go, crashing is kind of part of it. Requires building/repair skills. Yes, I would say so. As your piloting skills increase your crashing and needing of repairing goes down, though. So that's kind of an inverse law about that. And another con, more gear to buy up front. True. So it's depending on the type of drone you buy. All right, so let's check this out. So photography drones, pros. Oh, hey, we got somebody over on the YouTube chat. Let me actually pay attention here. We got Guy says, just know anything free on shape will be visible. Oh, says just know anything. We were talking about using OnShape. Just know anything free on OnShape will be visible to anyone. Yes, that is a good point. Thank you for pointing that out. Whether if that matters to you or not, that's up to you basically. But yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. So basically, if you're designing something that you like don't want anybody else to see, like a secret project that you're working on, and then you're going to publish, you're going to launch this product or something, probably wouldn't be the best option. But you can do the paid version, and then it is private. So, there's trade-offs. And then I'm not sure about Fusion 360. I'm not familiar with what they allow and don't allow. But the cool thing about OnShape though is because when you design something, it kind of goes into this like giant pool of like public designs. It's kind of cool because you can actually search OnShape for 3D, 3D models and get all kinds of different stuff that you maybe wouldn't find on Fangs or Maker World. So that can be kind of cool. Another source. And we have official Sajid, I think is what it is. Official says, I am from Nepal. Love from Nepal. Thank you. Wow, Nepal. What's Nepal like? Never been there. It sounds interesting, though. Where were we? All right, so we're talking about pros and cons of photography drones. I think you guys can see this okay. Pros. So they're easy to learn. Flies itself, basically. You get amazing photo video quality. Yes. Super easy to get amazing photo video quality. GPS, return to home, safety. Yeah. Great for professional work. True. Cons, less hands-on flying skill. Potentially. I mean, that should almost be a pro in a way that you don't have to have as much hands-on flying skill. But if you really want to fly like a pro, like how I fly, the FPV skills, the hands-on flying of the FPV skills does play a factor into it. and having that spatial awareness that you gain when you fly FPV drones. Another con is it is expensive to repair. Yes, absolutely, especially if you're doing it OEM. If you're getting a DJI parts for a DJI drone, it's going to be much more expensive, or you got to send it off to DJI, and then it's more expensive. However, because of all the safety features, you are less likely to damage it. Another con, heavily regulated, FAA Part 107. So that the heavy regulation, that doesn't really apply, that doesn't just apply to photography drones. That would apply to any kind of drone. And then the actual regulation part would differ, like the Part 107. They're talking about like for commercial flying, for professional use, for payment. Of course, I guess there's some gray area there, and then people have different ideas of what flying for hire means. Anyway, but the point here is that well, that's really going to apply as far. I wouldn't say heavily regulated. What I would say is potentially limited, in the sense of the firmware is going to limit you potentially for flying in certain areas where it is safe and legal to fly. Maybe it just limits you, or potentially limits your speed, or you got Big Brother keeping an eye on you through the firmware and software and all that stuff, which can sometimes be good, sometimes be bad. And lastly, limited creativity versus FPV. Yeah, I mean, I would say, like we said over here, with cinematic drones, you're going to get footage that's impossible with traditional photography drones, but you can still have a lot of creativity, But in my personal and professional experience, photography drones are great because, so much of the time you don't need super creative shots. Whoa, everything is amazing with FPV. A lot of times, you just, somebody just wants, they're like, hey, I want to, get a shot of this bridge and make it look nice. And it's like, okay, cool. You don't need to be we're going to zoom through the trees and then come out and pop out and look at the bridge. And then we're going to do a spin roll and fly under the bridge. It's cool and it would work for certain stuff, but it's, not always not needed nearly as much. So photography drones, kind of more like a workhorse, boring, flies itself. It flies itself, but if you fly it, it will fly better in a lot of ways in terms of creativity and stuff. Hey, we got some activity on the YouTube chat. Let's pop over there. Official says, I made RC plane with handmade transmitter and receiver. Wow. But that didn't fly well due to transmitter problem. I'd really appreciate guidance or help. Even advice is welcome. Can you give away transmitter? No, I can't. Official says Mount Everest, birthplace of Lord Buddha. Michael Hollingsworth is in the chat. I see you now. Says, Adam, the monster motor bat is complete. Looks like next week before I can maiden it. Nice. That's very cool. Yeah, definitely take a video if you can of you flying it. I try to. It's really cool when people send me videos of an airplane that I designed, and they're flying it, and it's what? I need to. So yeah, send it to me, and I need to put a compilation together or something. I don't have that many yet, so I need more people to go fly it. Official says, I made RC plane with handmade transmitters. Wait, that's a repeat. You just copy and pasted. YZX YouTuber says, okay, I will send you the pictures and data about my electronics. Cool. And so let's see. Can you give away transmitters? So no, unfortunately, I don't have any transmitters to give away right now. But yesterday, I believe it was, Michael H was asking about what we're gonna do moving forward with the channel, with the RC with Adam in this year, and I want to do more giveaways. I'll be honest with you, the last giveaway did not go nearly like I thought it would. It turned into quite a project, and it is, apparently it costs money to send things halfway around the world. So So I need to put more thought into the next giveaways is what I'm trying to say. But I want to do more giveaways because it was very fun. So I need to look into that. Yeah. But yes, also Michael about the bat. That's very cool with the monster motor. Yeah, that's cool. Definitely take some pictures and videos, and you can send them to me. You can email them. Adam at RCwithAdam is my email. I'm sorry, Adam at RCwithAdam.com is my email address to send to me. All right, we're gonna go through this, and then we're gonna get some flying in here. Don't worry. Don't worry. No false advertising here. Actually, maybe we'll just wrap this up and get to flying, and then we'll learn about that. We'll do more of this stuff like Monday. Yeah, that's interesting. And then I can improve this as well because I really just typed like a sentence and then it made this, which is really cool. Although I'm curious about the because this is what everybody wonders, like cost breakdown, like how much does it cost and stuff. So like freestyle drone, first drone, tiny drone, freestyle drone, batteries and charger. Yeah, that's actually like pretty accurate. So anywhere from $400 to $1,500 for FPV, and then for photography drones, you're looking at, well, they're basically, you know, anywhere from $350 to $2,500, and yeah, because you can get an entry drone, and then a lot of times it's gonna be the bundle, or like the bundle, especially with DJI stuff now, and others. You have the screen and the transmitter in one, and then you don't need goggles, and then you probably have like a couple batteries instead of like a bunch of batteries, because it's so crazy. Like you could have one battery in a photography style drone and it'll last you like 30 minutes. Like that is nuts. Whereas an FPV drone, if you're ripping around, like 8 minutes would be like a good flight time. It's crazy. All right, I just added my email to the chat. And let's see, official 0007. You say you made that when I was in class 9. I'm not sure what that means, like grade 9. Do you have any idea how I get that? Wait, how you get that? Yeah, I'm not quite sure I understand what your question is. YZX YouTuber says, I wanted help in my DIY 3D printed RC airplane. I'm a total beginner. Yes, I remember that part. Yeah, so but you can email me and I will respond. I wish I could prioritize that like right now, but I have so many other things to do that I have to prioritize things and then get to it when I can. But that's kind of how it goes. But that's why, well, it's partly why I do the live things right now. So that way we can get the help quicker. But some stuff I just won't. You'd have to send me or something like that. That would work better that way. And Michael H says he will definitely send pics and vids of the bat. And he finished the goblin that he won in the giveaway. Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, official says, I mean, how can I get a transmitter? Well, you can't get one from me right now because I'm not doing any giveaways or anything like that. But what I would recommend for a cheap transmitter, and then you're in Nepal, so I'm not sure about the shipping situation or where you can get stuff. But Perhaps Pyrodrone. No, not Pyrodrone. I don't know. But what I would recommend, like, as an inexpensive transmitter would be the FlySky. FlySky FSI6 or i6X. What are those going for nowadays anyway? FlySky 6. Yeah, they don't have it. They don't have that. Nope, they definitely do not. But what do they do have? They have. So I know that. What am I looking for? Looking for transmitters. Maybe electronics. Radio controllers. I know that Radiomaster has some inexpensive transmitters. Yeah, the T8L. This guy. This is a ELRS. The Beta FPV. You can see the screen. Yeah. The Beta FPV has a Light Radio 2. I guess this is ELRS. Oh, wow. They have a Light Radio 2 SIM controller for $23.99. Wow. It is crazy how inexpensive these transmitters are getting. That is very interesting. Oh, the Jumper T20S. I don't need another radio, but I like how this one looks. Don't you like that? I think that looks pretty cool. Well, I wouldn't stop them if they wanted to send me one to test out, but I'm still using the Pocket. The Pocket works great for me, and that is one of them that I would recommend. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. So you could go with something like the Radiomaster Pocket. That one is around $70 to $80. You could go with something cheaper. I haven't used these ones, so I'm not sure like what is up with that. And then depending on what you're trying to. So you said airplane though. 0077 said airplane. So then I would go with something like the FlySky FSI6X or something like that. Let me switch over here. And let me quit that. I have to restart that because I did not you got to turn on your transmitter before you turn on your FPV simulator. And we are going to get into that. We got a little bit more time here. I know it was like false advertising because I said we're going to do FPV flight sim and then we're talking about all this other stuff. What? Well, it turns out it's hard to do that and answer questions at the same time. And I really want to answer you guys' questions. Where was that? Let me. I'm not a huge fan of Banggood and other websites like that. But that's probably where you would find something like that. FlySky FSI6X. Except I can't find it. FlySky. What? Does FlySky not have this anymore? Did they not sell that? No, they do. Okay, search function doesn't work well. All right, let's go back to this. So yeah, FlySky FSI6X or the i6, which would the i6X basically does 10 channel. The i6 does 6 channel. You're looking at about $40 to $50 for that. That might be an option. So I mean I have one. I have two, I guess. It's been going strong. That's what I started with. It works really well. Let me see. Did I miss anything? AVFL. Wow. 173 on YouTube says hi. Hi, welcome. And also welcome on Instagram to that one person who's watching right now. We appreciate you. All right, I need to cut this off, and we need to jump into the flight simulator because that's what I said we were going to do. Let's go somewhere. This is Uncrash. We're using a 5-inch freestyle drone at the moment. What about the meadow? The meadow, factory, stadium? Forest Bando. I like the city park. Let's check out the city park. And let's do raining. Raining's kind of cool. Let's do raining. You guys fly in the rain much? It's kind of hard because, you know, everything gets wet, right? All right, we're going to be using the Radiomaster Pocket today. And that is my go-to transmitter. I really like it. It's really small. It's compact. It fits my hand nicely. It's got enough switches and stuff. And yeah, but it looks like there's some cool stuff coming out on the market. But you know what? There's always cool stuff coming out on the market. That's the thing, man. So at some point, you got to say, hey, you know, I got my thing and I'm going to use it. That's the most important thing. That's what I want to encourage you guys to just, you know, get your thing and use it, right? Because otherwise you're just collecting. Resume. Let's try this out. Okay. So, all right, let me see what we set. Oh, tilt is only set to 20. That's kind of surprising. 25. All right, 25 up tilts. I gotta switch the camera. I forgot because with this, there we go. Now it's working, and now I'm off to the side. Now you can actually see my. Now you can actually see my sticks. So the little boxes there with the little crisscrosses in the boxes, and the little dot that's moved around. That's my stick. My transmitter stick. You know, for the gimbals. For throttle, pitch, roll controls. So those, oh, whoa. Gotta get a feel for this thing again. So you can see what my hands are doing. Oh, no! You can see what my fingers are doing as they're moving the stick and the stick position. Yeah, this is a fun level. I like this. Feels natural to be flying around trees and stuff. It's nice. Let's see. YZX YouTuber says, is there any way you can do a Google Meet or Zoom? I cannot right now. I'm in the process of setting that up and being able to do one-on-one meetings. And AVFL says, do you prefer the Radiomaster Pocket or the Radiomaster TX16S? I prefer the Pocket. And I have a video showing some differences between the two. And was it something else? Did I have the Zorro? I can't remember what the third transmitter I had, but that was the primary difference. So I had the TX16S, and that was my primary radio for a while, a couple of years, I think. And because, you know, because I would use that for Fly Sky stuff as well. But for drone stuff, I just use the TBS Nano, TBS Crossfire Nano receiver, and so that was kind of just like standardized for that. So, I didn't need all the features of the TX16S because I'm just flying quads. I don't need the screen to like set up airplane controls or mixes and all that stuff. So I really like the smaller size and lighter weight of the Radiomaster Pocket. Wow, there are a whole bunch of bridges in here. It's really cool. Let's see. Oh, good, perfect. All right, I got to move the screen around so I can see everybody, or see the chat. The chat. All right, let's go somewhere. What about the? Let's go over to the playground, huh? Let's go to the playground. Michael says I changed the case on my Pocket to the yellow, and it was super easy to change. I'm not familiar with that one. Do they have it in yellow? Honestly, like, yeah. Or you could just like take it apart, take out the case, and like spray paint it or something, right? And smartly, actually, I have the translucent one. It'd probably be smart to spray paint the inside of the case so that it stays like it doesn't get scratched off and stuff. That might be cool. AVFL says, "Nice. What receivers does the Pocket bind to?" By the way, congratulations on winning. Congratulations on winning. Congratulations. What did I win? Congratulations. I don't know. But the answer to the first part is mine is set up for so I bought the ELRS version. Then they have the what is it? The CC2500 chip version, I think, which connects with I can't remember which ones, but various manufacturers, different, like, it's like a multi-protocol chip, but it does not work for FlySky, unfortunately. So it has the ELRS protocol built into it, but I, right now, really only use it with the the TBS Crossfire module in the JR module bay on the back. So that is, like I said, right now the only protocol that I have it working with. But what I plan to do is get some ELRS airplane receivers and then set that up for use with an airplane, because that'd be a good learning experience as well. Whoop. I love how these trees like don't bother me at all. I'm just able to blast through. It's funny, sometimes you can just blast through trees and miraculously your drone will just comes out fine. And then sometimes there's like one little twig that you didn't see or you thought, wouldn't be a problem, and then it just like grabs your motor and doesn't let go. And then your drone goes, wow! Or it breaks the propeller, and then you're like, man, they really need to fix these streets. These are dirty, cracked streets. My goodness. Oh, congratulations to Michael, who won the giveaway. Yes, congratulations, Michael. Oh, straight into a tree. Man, you ever like flinch when you're flying and you hit, like, something comes up all of a sudden and you're like, whoa, it's like a little jump scare. Yeah. Oh man. Yes, let's do it. Let's keep going. Oh. I don't know what I was doing there. Wasn't flying, that's for sure. Ah, now it's dead. Okay. Ooh, 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 metal pipe, not good on propeller. Oh, that's the thing. Learning to fly around, like in a wooded area, it can be tricky because of trees, and drones love to run into trees. It's like they're magnetic, I think. Like that's their special ability. But the thing is if you whack into a tree and then fall into the dirt, like it's not that big of a deal. But if you whack a metal pole and then slide across concrete, that's bad. So I would definitely recommend learning to fly drones in a wooded or just dirt area. That was a close one right there. Oh, I'm okay. Now, of course, I do not. Oh yeah, no, I got that one. Got me. I do not have the FPV video feeds simulation turned on, because if I did, we would not be able to fly as far as we are. So that is just something to keep in mind in case somebody's watching this and they think that they can just fly anywhere, wherever with FPV drones. It's just like unlimited range. Well, no, you gotta have signal to your goggles to be able to see where you are going. And and of course, well, most importantly, you need to be able to safely control and see the drone. And we don't have the battery simulation turned on as well, because then, we'd be out of battery pretty quickly doing all these full throttle punch outs and stuff. Let's go back the other way. Oh no! That water, man, that sneaks up on you. It's a sneaky one. All right, let's go. Let's find something. Wow, wow, that's a lot of static there. That's a lot of fuzz. Let's change the map, because I want to chase something. Don't you love chasing stuff? Me too. Let's go to, well, there's road trip, mountain hang, desert, mountain hang. Can we chase things there? I don't think so. Dock. No, we can at the dock. But let's go to Rallycross is always a great one, but let's go to Stadium. What are these two options? So, do we want monster trucks or do we want motorcycles? Monster trucks, motorcycles. Monster trucks, motorcycles. Monster trucks. Let's do it, monster trucks. I have yet to film monster trucks, with a drone. Well, or I guess at all. But I would be open to the idea for sure. That could be another very cool aspect of something that we do this coming year, perhaps. Which probably means I need to actually start planning that. We come up with the greatest ideas on these live streams, Monster trucks doing monster truck things. Have you ever seen a monster truck, like when you're spinning in circles and like getting all up close to it and you're like underneath it? Oh my gosh, what is it even doing? How is that even possible? He's definitely gonna run into somebody because there's like no guard on those stands there. Oh my gosh. Oh no, that would have been a great shot. It would have gone, oh, no. Restart. I'm fine. Keep flying. Boom, slow motion, and then crash into that thing. Boom. That's the money shot right there. All right, there we go. We are restarted. And where are we? Here we are. There's a truck. Boom. It's a monster truck, and then you film that in like 120, 240 frames per second. You slow that sucker down, and then it's like boom, and you have that logo. That would be sweet. That would be so cool. He's gonna do something. He's gonna do something. Get ready and run into the dirt. Boom. So you see, that's the thing. This is why FPV is super fun, but it's not like the only thing that you want. You know, like if you were, oh my gosh, he's definitely going into the stands. That is not safe. That is nuts. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Because, you know, if you were wanting to actually watch these monster trucks, you'd probably just want like a camera drone, a photography style drone, and just have it like hovering, maybe orbiting, you know, and you're basically, you know, the camera is basically just gently flying through the air, and you're able to see, you know, see what's happening. Whereas with the FPV drones, it's like, whoa, that's so dang crazy, and it's really cool, but it's like also very like aggressive. That keeps happening. Aggressive and jarring. But would be super awesome to mix in there and have like certain clips like that. Which is, you know, typically what people do. But it's like, it's kind of like the extra little secret sauce as opposed to the main course. You know what I'm saying? So that's the trick about that. Oh, that's a tire. Oh, that's a tire. And then I just ran into people in the stands. Yeah, this is definitely a questionable arena. Ooh, it doesn't sound very good. We're struggling. Getting a little shaky. And we're done. Done. But as I said previously, and have said so much that I need to actually just stop talking about it and actually just make some stuff happen with it, is 360 drones. 360 drones. That's where I'm going to be putting my money this year. Because imagine that you're able to do this and film things, but then you can get 360 shots. So you don't have to worry about like constantly pointing your drone towards the monster truck. And you could like, well, I mean, you got to be able to kind of see it to like kind of keep it in the shot, but you could just fly over it and not worry about it being like, oh no, I totally missed the shot. I missed the action. No, we're going to capture the action and do that with a 360 camera. And then you can just edit what you want later on. It's actually a super difficult habit to get out of, I'm realizing, because you've got to be able to, it's just a whole different way of flying. Because you could just fly across. Oh well, I just flew into it. But you could fly across and over, and not worry about framing it in the shot. So like, boom, we could just fly through there, and then I'm paying attention to where I'm flying, and then boom. Oh well, yeah, we hit the. I mean, we crashed. But and then where are we? There we go. You know, you could just fly across, and then change it later. I don't know. There's a lot of potentially even cooler ways of filming stuff that I'm not really, you know, thinking of, like that. So like that move right there. So what I was trying to do was go through the axle and spin back around so that what? So that I could capture the action. And in order to capture the action, I had to point the camera of my drone towards the thing. So if I fly through here, well, I'm kind of trapped now, but ooh, ow. But if I do that, so this the whole spin back unlooks like this. Boom. See, we go under it, we turn so that we're capturing the action, as opposed to, let's see, is it gonna get on a jump? Get on a jump. Make it do a jump. Whatever. As opposed to just flying through here, flying over here, and then turning around and. Wow, they just like morphed through each other. That's pretty crazy. So going through here and then just continue flying. And then we'll do it in post, right? That creates some potential problems down the road because one, what if you can't do it in post and something goes wrong? And two, that's extra work. But like right there, see, I was just instinctively trying to turn back around when really what I probably should have been doing is like just flying across and then kind of pulling out of there. Okay, well, that's, I'm trying to, like, so, yeah, so yeah, like that. And then I could just focus on flying away or flying back towards it or whatever. Oh, boy, I'm getting too low here, but you get what I'm saying. Fascinating stuff. Fascinating stuff. And apparently DJI has come out with a 360 drone, which of course they would, right? There have been other 360 drones, but I'm sure the DJI one is going to be one of the best ones. But it probably will not be like the best also FPV drone. It's going to be like the best kind of like user-friendly 360 FPV drone. I'm not even sure if it is totally FPV, but I'm sure it's going to be well thought out and well designed and stuff. However, I don't think we can get that right now here in the United States. And also, I'm kind of curious, I'd like to see some other options as well. I'm thinking about just building one. I mean, how hard could it be, right? Was getting some really, really thin motors. I'd like for it to actually be, if it was under 250 grams, that would be super sweet. Don't know if that is feasible, or at least not easily feasible. Interesting. Yes, very interesting stuff. All right, we are coming up on that time, folks. If you have any more questions, let me know now, because we are about to hop out of here. The last thing I need to do is land in one of these monster trucks, because my quad is about to die. It's getting all jumpy and jittery. Gotta get in here. Come on. Wait, let it slow down. There we go. And we gotta land it. Come on. Let's land it. Let's land this plane. Whoa. Oh my gosh. We just ran into, okay. I don't know if that's gonna work well. But we've got to do it. We got to land in this thing. Okay, and nope. I get rejected every time. Oh boy. Oh, smashed. I don't think I can land in it. I think it's just gonna like kick me out every time. You know what would help is if I change the up tilt. For sure. Get a really low up tilt. And then we're going to be able to land better. Or to better, yeah, we won't be flying so fast. Well, it does kind of affect things a bit. Boom. Okay, there we go. Nailed it. Oh, look at it go. Woo! That's pretty cool. That would be a really cool shot. Totally worth it. We have got Distant Delta. This is AVFL Alt. What's the difference between the ELRS version or the other one of the pocket radios? We'll answer this question and we'll head out for the day. So the boop. Nope. Boop. There we go. Radio Master Pocket. Where was I? I was right here. No, I was right here. Radio Master Pocket. Where'd you go? Here we go. This is the M2. Why is that one so expensive? HTX. Oh, that's the Boxer. It's a different one. They kind of look similar. So you have ELRS CC2500 versions of this. The CC2500 means it has a different like chip in it to allow it to do a different multi-protocol. So right here, if you have many drones or RC models with multiple RX protocols, we also have a CC2500 multi-protocol internal module. The CC2500 version uses a multi-protocol module that supports Corona, High-Tech, Futaba, SFHSS. Oh, that's Futaba. FreeSky, RadioLink, Gropner, HOTT, and many other protocols. And then you have Express LRS, which is as far as I know, the latest and greatest. I haven't used it a lot, but like basically it's an open source protocol. So you could have many different manufacturers making receivers for that protocol. However, you will not have the built-in ability to connect to these different brands of receivers. So if you use that, so this is, let's see, I clicked on this link and now it's taking me to multi. I'm not sure exactly what this is here. Are they talking about CC2500? Not sure. That's actually, yeah, I think, well, that's getting beside the point. But the point is if you use some of these brands of receivers, then it would probably be handy to use the CC2500 built-in chip. Otherwise, you can use well, yeah, there we go. You can use the external, they call it the external nano module bay. And actually, oh, that is a good point. I misspoke and I called this a JR bay. That's actually a nano. I think it's called a nano JR module. Anyway, it's a smaller size than like the larger TX16S. So you can attach an external radio protocol module to connect with whatever, like different radio protocols. So for example, in my Radio Master, oh shoot, it's not plugged in. But I have one for Crossfire, and that connects to the Crossfire Nano modules. That's made by TBS or Team Black Sheep. So basically, if you don't have any of the receivers already for the CC2500, for any of those brands, then I personally would go with ELRS and then get ELRS receivers, and then if you want to use an external module to connect with any receivers that you do have, you could still have that option basically. So that is the difference. Yes. All right, cool. I answered that question. All right, great. So there you go, folks. That is, that's that. Thanks for hanging out with me on this time Friday. We did get some flying in. We did get some FLYDAY flying in. I see I'm frozen on Instagram, so I guess that means we've done an hour. Anyway. All right, cool. All right, I'm going to get back at it, folks. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there. Remember, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world. Just take a deep breath. Okay? Okay, take a deep breath. Think of some things that you're thankful for, that are working, that you do have, and just know it's going to be okay. Okay? All right. Have a great weekend. I will see you again very soon, aka Monday, most likely. Bye-bye, everybody.